Hello everybody and welcome back. I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday season. I know that it's the end of January already and this month has flown by. Yeah, I don't know where the time goes. So Happy New Year, which is a very late Happy New Year greeting, but Happy New Year nonetheless. And I hope that you're all doing very well. And today I thought I would share with you how I create some of my little Valentine greetings that I like to send to friends and some family members. And of course they're watercolour because I have just developed such a love for watercolour painting. And for Christmas my husband gave me a gift card, so I purchased and treated myself to some artist quality watercolor pencils from Faber-Castell, and this is the set with 36 pencils, watercolor pencils. Look at those beautiful colors, and this is what we're going to play with today because I haven't had a chance to play with them very much yet. Some of these were created with the pencils, so I thought it would be fun to show you how I use them. So I'm just going to set them down here. Okay. Oops. They take up quite a lot of space, so I need to just excuse my arm there, I'm sorry. So supplies for today, obviously the watercolor pencils, but you can use any watercolor paints that you enjoy using yourself. Brushes, so I'm using a number 3 and a number 4 round watercolor brush. You can use smaller if you want, or larger depending on, you know, the size that you create. Some water, of course. And because we're going to be layering, I've also brought some rubber stamps. These are new, and I'm trying to remember the name of the company. I think it's Viva Las Vegas Stamps or something like that. I will find out and put the name in the description of the video. They are wonderful stamps and they're a very, very nice company too. The next thing we'll be using are some washi stickers. So these are some nature themed washi stickers, and I like those because they're fairly transparent, and if I bring this card up closer to the camera, this is one of those stickers and I just couldn't resist putting that on this card. I thought it was so sweet. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to gather these over here. Pop that over there. You can't see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. And I thought I would create this little Valentine on a watercolor postcard just for a change. So I'm going to create it this way. You can do it any way you fancy. So I'm going to pick a couple of colors of my watercolor pencils. Let's see. So first we want to create a background wash, so kind of like a very pale, well actually it doesn't even have to be pale. I mean, this is pretty bold, and I used a mix of greens and a little blue and a little bit of gold in there. So I think I'll do a similar color palette. So let's see, let's take, this one is leaf green. Oh, I like this blue. Okay, come here. This one is cobalt turquoise. And I think just to add a little bit of a sunny kind of colour, which one should we try? That might go quite nicely. This is dark cadmium orange. And what we're going to do is very roughly, and honestly this is really quick, take one of your pencils and you're just going to lightly, not too heavily, just sort of do this. I mean, doesn't get much easier than that, does it? Then I'm going to layer on a little bit of the blue in just places. It doesn't have to be, it's kind of random, and it doesn't look like much at the moment, I know, but wait till you add the water. These pencils blend really, really nicely. Okay, all right. So you can kind of just about see where I've done that. I might have done a couple of lines that are a bit too heavy there to blend, but we will find out in a minute. So I'm going to take my number 4, but then again I might take, you know, I'm going to take a number 5 for this because it's a larger surface. excuse my arm. Okay, and then we're just going to, I'm going to use a fair amount of water because you really want those colours to blend. And don't worry about excess water because I actually love the way that it dries. I might be doing this square or rectangle a little bigger than I would normally, but and then try and kind of just sort of blend the edges so you don't have it too hard at the edges, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, and this is very subtle. It's not quite as dark as I was expecting it to be, but that's okay. I'm going to take a paper towel here. I normally have a cotton towel, but I haven't got it with me here. So this just gives you a very, very subtle background. What I'm going to do now is take some of my, where did they go? Some of my metallic starry colours by Kuretake, which I love. This is one of my favourite metallic sets. And then while this is still wet, I want to take my number 4 or 5. I'm going to go into the gold with plenty of water here. You really want it to be nice and liquidy. And then what I'm going to do is take one of my brushes. This is the messy bit. And you're just going to oh gosh, what's the word? You're basically going to put some gold specks on your paper. Okay, so you can see, and I actually like it when it goes on the outside. See how lovely and metallic that is? Now I'm going to go in with a heat gun, or you can use a hairdryer, and I'm just going to quickly dry this off. So this is going to be a little noisy for a second. This is so that we can go on to the next layer. I love using the metallics. It just adds a really nice layer. And I've got my little kitty Miso sitting, watching what I'm doing. And I'm going to turn this over because it's starting to buckle, so I want to kind of just level that out. That's the only thing with a heat gun, it can get a little on the warm side. Oh, there we go. That should do it. And then I'm just going to sort of manipulate that to just sort of straighten it out just a little bit. So you can see now it's dried with the metallic and the very subtle background. So the next thing we're going to do is create the heart. Okay. Just dry that off a little bit. So for the heart, I want to go with a really nice kind of contrasting colour here. So I'm going to pop those aside. So let's go for, I'm thinking that might be too dark actually. Oh, oh yes, I like this one. Okay, middle purple pink. Okay, and then we need a contrasting colour. And I'm thinking, oh actually, I'm going to change my mind. Go for magenta. And oh, I like these two together, magenta and cobalt green. Well, let's see, shall we? Or no, I'm changing my mind again. This is exactly how I am when I'm creating. Cobalt turquoise again, which was in a little bit of the background, but it didn't really show up. So I'm going to just sketch my heart, and there we go. And then I'm going to just sort of lightly with the side of the pencil, and I'm going to go over the lines because I like the kind of rough edging. I don't do very precise paintings or sketches, to be honest. So with the side of that, and then I'm going to go in with the cobalt, and then I'm going to just fill in some of the gaps with that. Okay, and then we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did on the background. Take one of our brushes, and this time I'm going to take the number 3 round brush. Okay, and a fair amount of water, so you can, because you really need to, activate the watercolor paints. So there we go. And then just, and as I say, I love going over the line because it kind of gives it more of that rough sort of whimsical look to it. There we go. A little bit more water, and I just want to kind of blend some of that in. And don't worry about your edges, because what we're going to do is go in with a couple of gel pens and outline the edges too. And then I'm debating whether to add some metallic, and of course I might have to. Okay, so what I might do is just add a little extra water. There we go, just to blend those together more. And then I'm going to rinse the brush and then go back into the gold with a very watery brush, and then just put little dots of gold here and there, and let that just sort of spread for a minute or so. And then we're going to go back in with the heat gun. Okay, so I'll bring it up to show you so you can kind of see. Okay, all right, heat gun time. And then sometimes what this will do is spread the paint around just a little bit more too. Ooh, a little bit of water there. And don't get too close to your paper because it can burn, so be very, very careful with a heat gun. I always use mine on a low setting, so there we go. Okay, that's about as dry as I'll get it. All right, so now you can kind of see there's lots of gold and purples and blues. Okay, next bit is, let me see how dry. That's not too bad. So we're going to go in with I'm going to go in with the black Micron pen first. This is number 1. So just to get an initial kind of outline, I'm just going to bend down here, and it's going to be really roughly done. Ooh, actually, you know what? Let me grab, that's not showing up as much. Let me grab my, let's try a Sharpie pen. I don't think my Micron was quite thick enough. Okay, let's try again. And I don't mind having multiple lines. Kind of gives you that. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is go in with a white gel pen. Can't remember which one. This is the Pentel one, and I actually really like this. This is a really nice white gel pen. Okay, then I'm going to just kind of go in. Oops, come on pen. You see, it's going to prove me wrong now, isn't it? It's not going to work. Oh, you little rascal. Oh, here you go. Oh, it's just taking some time. So we're just going to cover some of the black, but not all of it, just to give it like a hand sketched. Ah, there we go. Now you're working for me. Thank you. Okay, so I'll bring this up a bit closer so you can kind of see. So I've just outlined the heart. Okay, that's pretty dry. So the next thing we're going to do is take a rubber stamp, and I'm going to use my VersaFine black, Onyx Black, which is one that I tend to use a lot. And I'm going to take this stamp just because I really love this kind of postmark stamp. I'm going to just turn this a little bit. Make sure that's nicely inked up. And then I'm just going to pop it there. Once you've made your decision, that's it. Okay, so now you can kind of see the next layer. And then the final bit, thank you for sticking with me. Okay, the final bit is to choose one of these really pretty washi stickers. So let's take a look through. I do like the birds, but let's see if we've got ooh, pretty. These are so nice. I actually found these on Amazon of all places. They did a really nice, they have a very nice collection of washi stickers and washi tapes. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that might be quite a nice contrast actually. And there's oh, you could even just do a leaf. Nah. Oh, and another bird. Oh, hello. See, I do gravitate towards birds. I'm debating whether to do... Oh, golly. I think for me it's between these two. So let's take a look and see. Do I want flowers on there? That is really pretty. I think I'm going to do the flower. There's just something that now these can be a little bit tricky to get the backing off, so excuse me while I try not to swear while I do this. Come on, because the washi sticker part itself is really super thin, obviously. I think I've got something. Oh, hello, come on now, please be nice. I know you want to. Here we go. I've got it. There we go. Oh my goodness me, that really is hard to do. And they do get a little curly, so they curl up on you a little bit. So I'm going to pop it about there. Oh, phew. Okay. Sorry if the table's wobbling or the camera's wobbling a little bit. I'm having a go with a new a clamp thing for my phone. I'm videoing on my phone and haven't done that before, so I'm kind of hoping this turns out okay. All right, so there you go. That's a sort of simple layered watercolor stamped, stickered, sketched Valentine greeting. I quite like how that's turned out. That's quite pretty. So yeah, these are so much fun to send to friends and family, and I mean I even do just like little ones, and this is a little stamped bird, and I love this stamp delight in the little things. Really like those. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed my little video, and I will be back again soon. And have a wonderful day or evening. Thanks again everyone, take care, bye.